Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the Academic Advising and Career Development session. I am excited to chat with you today about all of the things that the Career and Advising Center can do for your students and the ways that we support your student throughout their time at NDSU and beyond. So without further ado, we're going to get started. First, I want to really just kind of set the stage to talk a little bit about what our ultimate goal is for your students. We want your students to get where they want to be. And one of the ways that we do that is through career coaching, academic advising, all these different things. And we'll discuss that today. But I like to kind of start this with the posture of we want your students to reach their goals and what their outcomes may want to be. And we collect data about where all of our NDSU students go. So this slide that you're seeing right now shares a bit of a snapshot of where NDSU students have ended up. One thing that we're really proud of from our students is that 95% of our students upon graduation have a success rate of whether that be going on to employment, 75% headed on to employment, and then 20% headed on to further education or continuing education, whether that be through graduate programs, professional programs, whatever that might be. And that's a really impressive number, and we're really proud of that. And we love to gather this data and know where students are headed, who the top employers are, what average salary and information and data are to really support our students deciding maybe what they want to do at NDSU and beyond. And just to let them know that our goal is for them to get to where they want to be. We know that their time at NDSU is finite, it won't be forever, and we want them to get a great experience here and be able to be productive as they get out there into the world in whatever capacity that might look like. So that's something that we are very, very proud of. One just kind of snapshot I want to share here is we do have a lot of touch points with students, which is incredible. We have academic advisors on campus. We have 30 academic advisors and professional advisors that are there to support your students. And in the last year alone, we had over 16,000 interactions with students through those academic advisors, which is incredible. We'll talk more about what that looks like. We have career coaches on campus and career development staff that really work on more of that career side. And we'll discuss what that looks like, but there were thousands of interactions that happen that way. We put on career fairs and had thousands of students attend those events. We have a job board and there's just, a number of job postings and approvals and things that happen that way. So there's a lot of opportunities out there for your students. And we're really working to make sure that they can attain those opportunities, that they're representing themselves well, and that they're having a positive experience while they're here at NDSU and gaining the skills that will benefit them in the future. And kind of on that same note, we work a lot to make sure that the things that we're doing are helping to sharpen your students' skills and develop their skills and abilities that help them to it may impact the world ultimately in their communities as they get out there into work post graduation and whatever that might look like. So we have a whole kind of curriculum and program that is called Bison Life, which really is just our foundation and way that we want to be impacting students through anything that they're doing on campus. And our career development team and our academic advisors work within this too to make sure that whatever we're teaching, whatever programming we're offering, resources that we're offering, that it helps to strengthen students' skills and abilities in a lot of these areas. So you can see here kind of the overarching curriculum of discovering that they're able to discover and leverage resources, gain self-awareness, understand the skills and abilities that they have, engage with people across differences and different all things. We also want to make sure that they're able to connect, that they can strengthen those communication skills, talk to people, work with people. They can foster connections and build connections while they're here at NDSU, and that they can work in teamwork because we see that from employers that they want people that can work with other people. Because what job are you going to have where you're by yourself? Rare. It's very rare. We also want them to really grow in their critical thinking, their professionalism, and their leadership, because we know that those are going to be key things as they get out there into the workforce and whatever their next steps may be. And that they truly are thriving, that they are adopting well-being practices, that they're doing things that support their well-being, but also others around them, that they are building communities and people that can help to support them and they can support other people as well, and that truly they are pursuing career and self-development opportunities. And we think of our office as we touch a lot of these areas. We'll discuss some of that throughout today. but we really want your students to be thriving and to be growing. And we know that this life, we're always developing and getting better and growing. And we know that this time at NDSU is meant for that too. So this is something that we are always thinking about and always working on of how can we help your students further and help them through anything that we're doing to grow in their skills and abilities. So just as to give you also a picture of this, this is the team of people that are here to support students when it comes to this career development, academic advising office that we really are. So we have, like I said, those 30 career or 30 academic advisors, we have career coaches, we have a career development staff, we have career mentors, which are student staff that we have that support our office and meet with students too, and other student staff that are supporting all of these kind of ventures. So what is really wonderful is that there's a lot of people that are here to engage with your students and people that they can go to. And you can see these friendly faces. We love meeting with students and we love to support and help in whatever way that we can. So we have a comprehensive group of people that are really here to support in many, many different areas and connect students to campus. Let's speak a little bit about academic advising. So academic advising is a really key focus that we have here at NDSU, that students would have a very consistent experience related to academic advising. So for the first and second years at NDSU, your student will have a professional academic advisor that is with them throughout that time, really to get them acclimated to campus, get them plugged into resources, help them learn about, their academic personal, goals and resources and people that are there in place to help them. They're also there to really support them in that academic side to make sure that they have an appropriate caseload or class load of classes of like 15 to 16 credits, that they are going to be graduating in a timely manner, that they, have someone who's there to help them kind of build out what their academic plan would be. And academic advisors really do collaborate with students to set goals and make plans, because some students might know, okay, math is not going to be my strong suit, so I'm going to need some extra support there. What can I do? What game plan can I have? Whatever it might be, academic advisors are so connected on campus and they'll get students to the right places, but also they know so many things to be able to help them through the journey that is this college and university experience. They also really want to empower students to explore and encourage them to try different things out and get involved and see what they like and what they don't like. And they will connect students with faculty and people that are on campus that can give them some more career specific mentoring and help them learn about what the field is that they're interested in may look like. And really, that goal is graduation and meeting those curriculum requirements too for those academic advisors. They're a person for touch points. If things aren't going well, they'll check in. If things are going really well, they want to celebrate with their students. So there's just so much that academic advisors do. And your students have already and maybe currently meeting with their academic advisor to build their class schedule and get registered for classes for the fall semester. And that person is then going to be the person that they can touch base with throughout their time, and which is a really wonderful thing. That consistent person is super useful to students and makes them feel more comfortable when they are here at NDSU. Okay. And you may be wondering, okay, my student is thinking this major, but I'm not sure that they're going to end up sticking with that, or how often do major changes happen? All these different things. It is very common for a student to change their major while they are in college. There is an average that 1 in 10 change their major more than once, which seems, like a big stat in itself, but then you also wonder how many change their major at least once. Many. Because as we often say, it's you don't know what you don't know. There's a lot of majors in college, there's a lot of career paths and opportunities for students. And someone may come in thinking one thing, but as they take classes and realize what the career options might be for that, maybe they change their mind. And that's okay. And we talk about that a lot, that it is okay to change your mind. We have people similar to myself. So I'm a career coach in the office, and I'll talk more about career development and career coaching. But career coaches and academic advisors are here to help students in that exploration process. We want them to explore all the options. We want to give them information to help them make good decisions for themselves and involve you in that process as well, because you know things about your students that they may not realize about themselves too. Skills that they have, abilities that they have that they don't necessarily see in themselves. So we have a lot of conversations and we have a ton of resources related to exploration. And often it's hard to pick a major when you don't know what comes from it. There can be majors that are easier to understand. Someone might think, okay, well, I'm interested in healthcare, so nursing is a clear path for that. Or accounting, I could be an accountant in the end, and that sounds interesting. But there's a lot of other majors and careers that people may not know exist and know what they can do with that in the end. So there's a lot of exploration that happens in this. And what we really ask from you is to help your students even explore this and talk through things and kind of talk through their life and what's important to them in their future. And really encourage them to chat with people like career coaches and their academic advisor to help in this decision-making process. We'll never make decisions for students, but we will present them with information and resources to help them make confident decisions for themselves. So if you're concerned, like, oh, my student's changing their major, I'm not sure what they want to do or where they're headed, and they seem confused, just know that this is very common. We have these conversations all the time, and it is okay. And it can happen at any point within the process. I've had students that, right away they come to NDSU and they thought this major, and then they're like, actually, no, I'm going to change my major. And then I've also had students that went through a major for a long time. You're like, do I even like this anymore? What can I do with this? And just the experiences that you get outside of school too can really help to shape what you may do with your major and with your program in the future. So the big thing I want you to take away here is that we are here to support your students in this. We're not going to be afraid of something they might bring to us. If they're confused, they're not sure, whatever it might be, that is okay. And we just want to come alongside them and support them in this decision-making process because it can be a tough one. All right. I know I've alluded to career coaching and career development a lot, but here we're going to dive a little bit more into what that may look like and what this means. So, I am a career coach in our office, and career coaching is a wonderful resource for students where we can help with a lot of things. We just talked about major changes. We have a lot of discussions related to major and career exploration. One thing that I did touch on there was it's hard to know what major you may choose if you don't know what the end outcomes and the end outlook looks like for a program or for, that degree in particular. And career coaches work a lot in this and really take our time with students and show them resources, give them data, help them see what are trends in this field. What would my day-to-day look like if I decided to do that major or do that job? Do I like the career paths that exist in that particular industry or that career field? And really exploring those resources. And we can help students with that prior to them even starting here at NDSU. We have great resources on our website, which I'll share a little bit about later. But career exploration, we love having these conversations and chats with students because we see them really as a whole person, and many people have different goals for their life and different, expectations and things that are in place. And we want to really help them to make the best decision for themselves here and have a good experience as they are picking majors and picking what career they might end up in the future. We also do a lot of work with job search and job search strategies. So whether they're looking for a part-time job, an internship, a full-time job, we can help to share where to be looking, how to be looking, how often, how soon, all of those things, and help them really make a game plan to start building up their resume and getting those experiences. We also help with LinkedIn profiles and networking and helping them build connections that way and making sure they're presenting themselves well online and even through conversations that they might have with people. We talk a lot about kind of the crazy stat that 80% of jobs are never posted. They're found through connections and found through people that they might meet, and you might not be aware of something that exists unless you have a conversation with someone. So we know the importance of networking and being able to communicate your ideas and thoughts. So we do a lot of work in that space as well. We also meet with students all the time about application materials. So this is resumes, cover letters, CVs, anything they might use to apply to a job or even a professional program or anything. We review those all the time and provide feedback. So the big thing that we want to do is make sure students are marketing themselves well and that they know how to talk about their experiences. So we'll help a student from scratch. If they've never written a resume before, they need help with that, we will help them from those beginning points. But if they're trying to tailor this resume to a particular job or an industry, we will help with that as well. So we'll review this as much as they need. There's no limit to the amount of interactions they can have with our office on this career coaching and career development side. We also do mock interviews. So similar to writing about your experiences, the skills and abilities that you have, speaking about them is hard. And in the Midwest, people often don't like talking about themselves and talking about the skills that they have and don't want to sound like they're bragging or any of those things. So we do mock interviews, and really these practice interviews are so valuable to students to give them confidence as they go into a real interview situation. And we'll give them feedback about how they can grow and improve. And that's so helpful because, again, you don't know what you don't know. If students are getting to the interview spot. They're having lots of interviews, but they're not getting job offers. Mock interviews can be a really great resource for them. And we even get into a lot of classes and do mock interviews so students will get this practice, even if they're didn't seek it out on their own, but this is something they can always be doing and getting this practice with. We also help with graduate school preparation and application materials, and even helping students determine, do I need to go to graduate school for the career field that I want to go into? So you saw that about 20% of students continued education, whether that be going on to law school, med school, going on to, get a counseling degree or get a master's or PhD. We do help students even just with the navigation of where should I go? What should I study? What's my next step? But even deciding, should I go on to graduate school? What does that look like? So we're here to look at personal statements, look at materials, help to be a sounding board for students and be kind of a third party to help them as they're working through those decisions and applications and making that feel a little more bite-sized. The last kind of list on this kind of career coaching piece is job offer and salary negotiation. We help to review job offers and help students ask questions, help them with the salary negotiation process, give them data to determine, is this a competitive salary? Is there ways I can negotiate this? How can I, talk through this, ask questions in a respectful way and all of that. So if they have questions about that, we're happy to help there too. And what I love about our resources is we serve students throughout their whole time at NDSU, whether they're undergraduate, graduate students, anything, but we also serve alumni forever. So students don't just, they graduate and we're like, all right, see ya. We're not helping now. We help alumni because we know career is a journey and we know that people are making pivots and changes. Maybe someone's a stay-at-home parent for a while and they want to pivot back into the workforce. Maybe someone wants to start their own business, or maybe someone wants a promotion at work. We really are here to support them through all those different states of life. I've worked with alum that graduated very recently, but also alum that are in their 60s, making career pivots, changing things in their life. And we are so happy to support at any point that we can, which is a really great resource that NDSU offers. And just speaking about this in general, career coaching, students can drop in for interactions. We have a career studio where we staff our career mentors, which are students that do peer-to-peer work on those resume development, all these things. So students can just drop in and get help. They can schedule one-on-one appointments with specific people. They can meet with us in person, meet with us via Zoom. They can email us, whatever way they want to engage. We are happy to engage with them. Another cool resource that we have is our career closet, which is a place that students can get professional attire for free, things to wear as they start getting into the workforce and in internships and full-time jobs to build their wardrobe, and they can get 4 kind of main free pieces each year. So whether that's suit jacket, blazers, blouses, pants, shoes, accessories, we have all sorts of clothing and items in our closet that students can come and take. And they don't have to make an appointment. They can if they want to, but they can just drop in. And our career closet is a very well utilized resource. I think last year we had maybe over 300 students come through and use that closet, more than 300 or 400 items that were taken. So there's a lot coming in and going out of that closet, and that's a really great resource because so many students are not bringing their professional clothes as they're moving into their dorm. If they need something to wear to an interview or even a presentation, this is just a great way to build up their wardrobe. I know I alluded to this earlier with the job postings, but we have a great resource through our office, which is called Handshake. And it's a job board that we have that anytime any employer reaches out to us and wants to post jobs and hire NDSU students, this is where we have them go. So Handshake is a job board, and there are just thousands and thousands of opportunities and employers in this site. It's part-time jobs, internships, full-time jobs, lots of things. And this is a really, really great way for students to find opportunities. There's both an app and also the website, and they can filter things out. They can request to get emails about different opportunities as things come through. So this is a really awesome way that students can check out what's going on and how to get opportunities. And if they are interested in part-time or on-campus work, this is where on-campus jobs, part-time jobs, like those kinds of things really exist. Speaking more about the opportunity side, we put on a lot of career fairs. We have 8 different career fairs that happen in an academic year. We have a part-time jobs fair that happens right away in the fall semester. So if your student's looking for work study or on-campus work or even off-campus but part-time work, that's a great fair, and you can encourage them to go to that right away. We put on more major specific fairs like Meet the Firms, which is focused on accounting and finance majors early on. We have a marketing and sales hiring fair. We also do our fall career expo. Our fall and spring career expo are our largest events where we have typically like 280 employers that will attend that event. We do it in the Fargo Dome where our football team plays because it's such a big event and we have thousands of students that come through and hundreds of employers that are chatting with students. And we really do our best to try to connect employers and companies with students to get them opportunities because we know the value of those experiences as they head out into the workforce. So our career expos are really wonderful. In the spring, we also do another marketing and sales hiring fair. We have a helps fair, which is focused on health, education, law enforcement, public service positions, and then a summer jobs and internships fair that wraps up the year to kind of get those last minute opportunities and get experiences for the summer. So really encourage your students to attend these events. This is again kind of that piece of networking, talking to an actual person, being able to practice those skills and find out about opportunities. So these we really encourage going to these career fairs. And our last kind of main slide here is experiential learning. I've talked a lot about getting experiences and talking about your experiences and all of these things. But one thing that we really do focus on here at NDSU is that students are engaging in some type of experiential learning. Some is required. Some students, if they're going into education, they might be doing their student teaching or nursing, they're doing clinicals, or, some things are built into curriculum and required. Other things like internships, if it's not built into their curriculum, we still want them to get these experiences and to test the waters and see what they might be interested in. So there are some things that are required, and then there's some things that are recommended. And we really recommend all students get some kind of experiential learning, test things out. And there's ways to engage with this, whether that be through an internship, through doing undergraduate research, where there's lots of opportunities at NDSU to do undergraduate research. Maybe it's a study abroad. Maybe it's partaking in our job shadow program. So we have job shadow opportunities for students to see what it looks like in industry, and companies will bring in students to be able to to do a day or do a lunch and learn or just see what it's like to work in that industry. So there's a lot of ways that this can look, but just know that we really encourage students to get this hands-on experience. It helps to build their resume, it builds their skills. Lots of opportunities. That job shadow program, we have certain days which we call professional preview days, and those are certain days that students in an academic year can go and see companies and do all this stuff. So if a student wants to build experience, they're not sure what they can do in their field, they want to test the waters, internships, experiential learning, just experience in general really helps to build that. And we want to come alongside them and help them get those experiences. All right. I will also just note here as my last kind of piece that we have a lot of resources on our website. So if your student doesn't know where to start or what to do next, going to our website can really help them. We have tons of resources and they're labeled out well, and a lot of things are just easy to access right away, even for you as parents and family members of students. So just know that we have a lot of great resources. Things are found there. You can see our events and see the things that are going on, and find Handshake and find ways to schedule appointments with your advisor and with career coaches and with everybody. So just know the Career and Advising Center website really is a great resource for you as well. And I will just lastly note that any questions that you have, feel free to email us, call us, reach out in any way that you can, because we are happy to answer them. And we really, truly do want to come alongside students as they are here at NDSU. And the more experiences and touch points they can have with us, the better. And that truly, it makes a big difference throughout their time here at NDSU. But we're excited to have your students here. Thank you for tuning into this. And again, reach out with any questions, but I was happy chatting with you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.